So last time on Unsealed, we opened up a copy of Konami's ESPN International Track and Field, which was a product of Konami and ESPN's partnership. Konami was working with the ESPN branding on various games in skateboarding, in snowboarding, in hockey, in track and field, in basketball, and these games were most notable for the presentation quality. The games had the ESPN presentation style with the stat overlays. Some games had ESPN commentators, such as ESPN National Hockey Night, which, by the way, is terrible. Please don't get that. But that's notable because Gary Thorne and Steve Levy did commentary for that game. However, that license that ESPN had would not stay with Konami for long. Konami eventually moved away from sports games, and SEGA Sports, who had recently been left without a platform after the Dreamcast was yanked, signed a deal with ESPN to add licensing to its games as it moved over to the PlayStation 2 and other consoles in the sixth console generation. Now, this process was gradual. We didn't jump right to ESPN NFL or ESPN NHL. The transition was gradual. The first example of this when we're looking at hockey games is NHL 2K3, and you see SEGA Sports, the logo at the top there, but you don't really see ESPN. You actually have to look kind of down towards the bottom there, where you see powered by ESPN. So you're not actually getting ESPN presentation up front, although you definitely notice it in game. Here's a take. You take a look at the back of the case, the complete player, the complete game. The screenshots look pretty good, and the game does play pretty well. What's notable about this game, however, is that we don't have the commentators that we would have in later games. So we have the ESPN graphics and presentation overlay, but we don't have the full ESPN presentation yet. That would be coming. So let's go ahead and let's open this up. This is a factory sealed copy with the security label at the top, NHL 2K3. This is from 2002, so it's 2018 now, so this game is 16 years old. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get this guy open, and this won't take too long. We're not going to really drag these out here. And I'll talk a little bit about my experience with the game once I get this open. So we go ahead, we take the seal off. I didn't do it on camera this time, my bad, but you heard the wrapping. So we'll go ahead and we'll open this up. There we go. And on the inside, let's go ahead and let's whip this around. We have Jeremy Roenick on the inside here. We have a Sega warranty card. We have the disc with it has the same box art as the front. And we'll get to the instruction manual here in just a minute. I believe that we've done Sega's warranty cards before, but we'll look at this real quick. It does fold out 3 ways, like that. And I'll try and hold it up so you can see it a little bit better. There we go. And this one is actually pretty thorough for a warranty card. After you fill out your personal information, what game did you purchase? What video game system is this for? Which of the following products do you currently own? You know that I love to touch on these. Dreamcast, Nintendo 64, Nintendo GameCube, all in capital letters. Nintendo Game Boy Advance. Remember, this is 2002, so all of these systems are relevant at this time. Nintendo Game Boy Color, which was still in its legacy phase. The PlayStation, PlayStation 2, and the Xbox. Your favorite type of game: action, adventure, arcade, fighting, racing, role-playing strategy, shooter, simulation, sports, or other. Again, sports is my big one. Approximately how many video games do you purchase or receive a year? 1 to 4, 5 to 9, or 10 plus. Do you own a computer? Obviously I do, or I wouldn't be shooting this. Do you have access to the internet? Yeah, I think back then it wasn't as common as it is now. How at all do you access the internet to play games online? So this is where we're starting to get into online gaming. Obviously the Dreamcast did it as the first console to really push it, even though you could say that the X-Band and Sega Channel was kind of doing it in the prior couple of generations. But for all intents and purposes, it really started with the Dreamcast, let's say. So you play play games online, with a computer, play games online on a video game console, or don't play games online at all. Would you like to receive email from Sega? And you can tell them your email address, and thanks for taking the time to fill out the card. Interestingly enough, and to Sega's credit, this actually, the purchase, let me try that again. The postage is paid. So you just had to drop it in the mail and away you went. So let's go ahead and let's take the instruction manual out here. It is pretty thick for an instruction manual. It is 48 pages in length, and it is in color, which is, again, something you didn't see all the time. Y'all ready for this? Now, I don't know if you can see it. Y'all is Y-A-W-L. That is wrong. That is Y''A''L, but that's okay. So all the screens are here. The manual seems to be a little crinkly, but that's okay. And it just gives you the basics on how to play. Once we got later into these series, and you'll see it when we open up later years, the instruction manual is gone. So it's kind of nice to actually have the full manual here. And I believe, if I look here, we actually have information as to who is in the booth for this game. I want to see if we've got that information. We might not. Voiceover talent, yeah. Michael Carlucci, who is actually most notable for his work with Sony's games on 989 Sports. If you listen to, or if you've played NHL Face-Off 97, you hear Carlucci. You even hear him now in MLB The Show doing PA announcing, so that's pretty cool. So this game in particular, what stands out to me, and I want to see if I can find it here, there was actually a tournament type thing you could have done where you can enter a code and you can actually get online standings. I don't remember if it's here, talking about captaincy. They don't have, well, they do. SEGA Sports Challenge, that's it, 38. So you could go to segasports.com. You would get a code that you would enter that you could show off your stats, and you'd be able to see how you rank against other people. So that was pretty neat. The SEGA Sports Challenge is right there. And I'll try and move my fat fingers. So that was notable before the PS2 really went online and took off. So that is a look at the manual. So what stands out to me about NHL 2K3, first of all, it was Sega Sports' first NHL game for the system. 2K2 was a Dreamcast title only. So it was competing with EA's hockey games, and we're going to get to those in later installments of the show. But you could tell the difference. Obviously, the ESPN presentation was pretty different. EA had their own generic presentation. Now you're walking into something that looks just like National Hockey Night, and you can even hear the theme song playing in the background during the menus, which is really cool. So you have your stat overlays, you have your graphics package, which looks just like it would if you were watching a game on TV, and that was pretty important. The only thing that was missing really were the commentators that would give it its really authentic feel, and that would be coming in later games for 2K4 and 2K5, and we will be opening copies of those in later episodes, hopefully in the next couple of days. So back here, you really can see them kind of in the back of the camera. These are all games that I have set up for Unsealed. And I actually have, believe it or not, I actually have something really, really cool that I'm going to do as soon as it comes in the mail. I actually have a demo, like a DVD pre-order purchase thing that I got, and I actually have the game that's going to go with it that's coming in the mail this week, and I'm really excited to open it because it's from one of my favorite series. So we will get to that in a few days. I have some more ESPN games to open as well, and we have some more episodes coming. We have plenty of stuff to talk about, and we will get there as time allows. So if you've played NHL 2K3 before, I'd love to hear about your experience with it. My personal experience with it, honestly, was drastically different than NHL 2002 and 2003. Those games were, I mean, they were fine, but they didn't take themselves as seriously as NHL 2K3 did. It was really the hockey simulation that you wanted to play, whereas EA was having a little bit more fun and it felt a little more arcade-like. Visually, it looked very good. The presentation was excellent, aside from, like I said, a little bit of authenticity when it came to the guys in the booth, but it still sounded fine. And it was a precursor of things to come, and we will cover that in future episodes very soon. So thanks for checking out this episode of Unsealed. It was fun to open another game on camera. Sorry it's been a little bit, but we'll get back on track very, very shortly. Until the next time, everybody, see ya.